Hello and thanks for tuning in. I'm Justin Sunnery from Sunny Travels. Today I'm coming at you from Onda, the Italian restaurant on the Norwegian Encore. I took the Norwegian Encore on a transatlantic cruise, and today I'm going to talk to you about transatlantic cruises. Transatlantic cruises are a special kind of cruise. If you've never been on a crossing, it would be hard to imagine how amazing they are. I'm going to tell you the top 5 reasons why a transatlantic cruise will intensify your love of cruising. Before we get started, take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. At Sunny Travels, we'll bring you one travel video each week to talk about things a little different than most everyone else. Our videos will give you tips, information, and stories about traveling around the world. Let's get to it. To start with, let's talk about transatlantic cruises in general. There are 2 kinds of transatlantic cruises. You can cruise from the east to the west, or you can cruise from the west to the east. Obviously, I'm kidding. Most transatlantic cruises have European ports, and maybe one stop in Bahamas or Bermuda in America, and then ending in a U.S. city. Typically, they sail to or from Southampton, Rome, Barcelona, New York, and Miami. In Europe, there are usually 2 itineraries. Usually the ship will head along to North Europe. They'll stop in the Azores, Paris, Belgium, and England. Other times the ship will head around the south of Europe, usually stopping in the Azores and the coast of Spain, stopping in Spain, and going to Barcelona, and there it might end, or it'll continue on to France and Italy. Sometimes there are transatlantic cruises that are a little special and have little to no stops, like the inaugural transatlantic that I took, which is all about the ship. But inaugural transatlantics are my favorite, and I'll talk more about those in a future video. When is a transatlantic cruise? Well, there's no regular recurring transatlantic season like there is with the Caribbean or Mediterranean or Alaska. Transatlantic cruises happen when ships move from the Caribbean, where they cruise in the winter, to Europe, where they cruise in the summer. That being said, they move in the early spring or the late fall, so they're in place at the beginning of the next season. So what is a transatlantic cruise like? Well, the first thing people think of is this. But it's more than that. I mean, it's not about the ports, and it's not really about sunning, which is kind of like, not really. But they are going over the North Atlantic in the middle of not the summer, so it's not usually very warm. It's usually around 45 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 7 to 14 degrees Celsius. It's also likely to be cloudy, windy, foggy, and sometimes stormy. No, they're all about the ship, the people, having fun, and relaxing. However, if you want a warmer transatlantic cruise, there are occasional ships that sail from almost winter to summer because it sails over the equator, like this voyage that I'm hoping to take. Let's talk about who usually takes transatlantic cruises. Because crossings are usually 12 to 15 days, they're usually filled with people who don't have to worry about their vacation allowance at work, or people who actually plan and save their vacation. And since they're not during the summer, there aren't any college students. But it's a lot of people who are self-employed or retired. I would not really recommend a transatlantic for first-time cruisers. Transatlantic cruises are for people who love cruising. It's a cruiser's cruise. Okay, we've laid our groundwork. You're finally ready for the top 5 reasons transatlantic cruises will intensify your love of cruising. The number 5 reason you'll love transatlantic cruises is that they are cheaper. Since a transatlantic cruise is usually similarly priced to taking a regular cruise, but about twice as long, that means the price per day is about half the price. Now, if you're an experienced cruiser, you know there are going to be some additional costs, like additional gratuities on your food and drink packages or daily service charges. However, most of those extra days are sea days on which you don't have port fees or taxes. So the extra charges are usually about a break even. I went ahead and booked the cheapest inside cabin with perks on a 7-day Caribbean cruise and on a 14-day Transatlantic cruise. The cruise fare was the same. After the typical add-ons, the Transatlantic cruise was 44% less per day. The number 4 reason you'll love Transatlantic cruises is you get to know the ship. Right now, you take a cruise, you get on the ship as early as possible so you can check out the ship. But you don't actually have time to see most of it. With the Transatlantic cruise, you have enough time to experience the whole ship. Have you ever felt like there were things you didn't see on a ship? On my last Transatlantic cruise, I was able to try a lot of the virtual reality games, which I wouldn't have done on a shorter cruise. And then I convinced my new friends to try it, and they were not virtual reality people. So here we were, strapped to a werewolf game, and I look over and I see my friend Sue just laughing ecstatically because she was having so much fun. And that would not have happened on a regular cruise. You can go to every restaurant. You can order different food. You can try new things you don't normally see or try, like escargot. You can try all the different specialty drinks at the various bars. Having so many sea days means that they can schedule things more than once, which means if 2 things overlap, you can just go to one later. So you can try all the bells and whistles of your cruise ship, such as climbing the wall, or the laser tag, the roast course, or the mini golf. I know for me, I want to do everything, so I choose when you don't have to. The third top reason you're going to love transatlantic cruises more than you would ever imagine is the sheer amount of things to do. On a Norwegian transatlantic cruise, at any moment, there are 3 to 5 things you can do, plus things you can do all day. Here's a sample schedule. During the day, there is trivia, arts and crafts, more trivia, health seminars like about acupuncture, painting, cooking demonstrations, auctions, game shows, poker tournament, language class, live music, trivia, travel seminars, beauty seminars, wine tasting, game shows, more trivia. Okay, there's a lot of trivia. There are also constant classes in the fitness center, here, like yoga and Zumba. And they also have matinees of the evening shows. And the evenings are full of game shows, theater productions, constant entertainment, and lots of live music. I guess it's like a regular sea day, but it's so awesome because there are 6 or 7 of them. And you need 5 or 6 days to see it all. The extra day, you can just do whatever you want. You can do things when you want to be out and about, or you can chill when you want to chill. There's something for everyone, no matter what the mood. And with so much to do, there's a lot of freedom. And freedom is the number 2 reason why transatlantic cruising will make you love cruising even more. On a regular cruise, it's a vacation, but there's not the kind of freedom you get on a land vacation. There's always the be back to the ship by 5 order. And because you don't want to miss out on a port, your nights before a port are not too late because you don't want to oversleep. Or if you're me, you're on vacation, but you only sleep 5 hours a night because you stay up late to dance and you wake up early to go see the port. But by not having a port, it means total freedom. That means you can stay up as late as you want, or you can sleep in as late as you want. You might miss out on some yoga or maybe an art class or something, but you'll be fine. You'll probably stay up late hanging out with all your new friends because you get to know a lot of people on a transatlantic cruise. And the number 1 reason a transatlantic cruise will intensify your love of cruising is the people you meet and truly get to know. When you meet crew members on a cruise, they smile. They make all those hilarious jokes, just like they've done on every cruise, on every week for the last 5 months. But honestly, You actually get to know the crew on a transatlantic cruise. Because there's more time, you're usually able to have more conversations. I've become friends with several crew members, and I still talk to them on a fairly regular basis. It's fun to hear where they are and what's going on from the inside. While you get to know the crew better, you're going to get to know other passengers on a much deeper level. On every transatlantic cruise I've ever taken, I've made friends. I mean, friends who I still talk to after the cruise. We keep up with each other and generally stay in touch. Even further, I've booked more cruises with people I've met. Most people who met me probably figured I would talk about the number one thing as being the non-stop party. All night, every night. But I told you, there'll be another video about inaugural transatlantic cruises. I'm Justin Summer from Sunny Travels. Thanks for watching.